Welcome everyone to Management 4560. This is a brand new class entitled Topics in Entrepreneurship. I want to thank you for joining me on this 5-week journey as we're going to explore various facets of business ownership. If some of you all have had my entrepreneurship class, some of you have had my leadership class, either online or in person. These 5 weeks, you all are going to be a test subject. Entrepreneurs love having test subjects because we always try brand new things. And this is a subject, a class, a course that I'm teaching that's brand new. It is essentially going to replace the curriculum I teach in my entrepreneurship class, 4470, because I'm going to revamp how I instruct that class. You will not experience that this class. I'm going to try out a brand new curriculum and software for you all here. I am also going to have an exploratory grading policy, which is why it's difficult to see your assignments on either Canvas or your syllabus. We will discuss all of that today. But before we get started, I want to hear a little bit about you. I have a document that I'm using as a sign-in sheet, and it's essentially a list of names of all of my students in this class. And so at least 4 of you all have gone through this exercise, so I'm going to switch it up randomly. I am going to randomly call out a name from the class, and I want you to give me your grade, your classification. I want you to give me something that you are absolutely passionate about. And I want you to share with the class what your expectations are for learning topics in entrepreneurship. So once I call your name, what you are passionate about, your classification, what you are passionate about, and what your expectations of this class. All right. I'm going to start with Deetra Alexander, not because I saw the list, but because I spoke to her earlier and she's on the top left of my screen.
How did I know I was going to get picked first? But my classification, I will be graduating with trying to get my business degree in December. Right. I'm ready for that. I'm passionate about my son in sports. As you know, he plays football, so I love sports. My expectation is I'm trying to get an A out of this class to boost that GPA up for graduation, so we can hit that grade mark. And so that's about it for me. I transferred from a college, and I've been at this school now for 3 semesters, and I'm loving it. I passed the school all the time and didn't know that it was really right there. I was like, I could have been coming here. So it's great. I'm loving the school.
Good deal. What are your expectations for this class?
My expectation is really trying to learn.
Other than making an A. Because I want to get all of you all an A, for the record.
I really want to learn how to start a business. Okay. I'm looking into, in my mind, I have ideas, but just knowing how to get them started is my issue.
Okay.
So I'm trying to learn what entrepreneurship is and how to begin with it.
Okay. Thanks for sharing that. Mm-hmm. Isabel Rodriguez.
Mm-hmm. Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I believe I'm a senior this year. I'm hoping to graduate next year, spring 2022. I guess my passion would be working out, eating healthy, and my daughter, who is going to be 5 years old. And my expectation about this class, honestly, I registered yesterday. Mm-hmm. And I just needed to take a class today. I mean, this semester, so I would take a full load in my fall semester. And I wasn't sure what I was expecting, but once I started reading the syllabus and reading chapter 1, I'm so passionate about business. I have always been an entrepreneur. I have always have my own businesses. I think I had a job when I was 1995. I'm 45, so I'm coming back to get my bachelor's in general business.
Mhm.
So reading the chapters, the first chapter, I think I'm gonna get the puzzle or the other answers that have not been answered in the past years since I have always been in the business. So I think this is gonna conclude the puzzle, meaning that I'm gonna gather all the tools to open another business. So hoping that my next business is a totally success.
Good. Well, I'm here to help you with that on your journey. Thank you. Welcome to the class. Thank you for joining us today. I'm glad you enrolled yesterday and you're in our class today. And we're
Thank
excited
you.
for this journey, this 5 weeks.
Thanks.
Let's go with Gage Lansing.
All right, so I'm a senior. I should be I'm graduating in December with my general business degree.
Nice.
And my hobbies are what I'm really passionate about is fishing. I got a fishing pole right here. Actually, I just came back like 30 minutes ago. And yeah. So, and then what I expect to learn from this class, really like on the finance end, I kind of got all that down, but like the small details about starting a business, like what's the most efficient way to structure it? Creating the different types of departments, and kind of like getting into contact with the people that I need to, as far as starting the business goes. That's kind of my expectations.
Good deal. Well, I will try to satisfy that for you.
Cool, thanks.
A little bit. So I appreciate that. Jasmine Layton. Or Layton.
Hey everybody, I'm Jasmine. My passion is my son. I just became a mother 7 months ago, so y'all may hear him in the background eventually. I expect to graduate the summer of 22 with a bachelor's in general business. What I expect to learn from this class, or what I hope to learn, I work for State Farm, and I, of course, love the company that I work for, but I would also like to do other things on the side that I'm passionate about. And I have to find that passion, but I still want to be able to work for the company that I work for, because again, I love the company I work for, but also do something on the side that I love. So I'm just trying to figure all that out.
Good deal. Well, congratulations
Thank
on the new life on this earth. We appreciate that. And we look forward to giving you tools to assist you, not only in your journey at State Farm, but also ways that you can innovate and create business.
All right. Thank you.
No problem. I'm going to guess your name is Stephanie King, SPKIN. Is it Stephanie King? Yes. All right. Oh, you're still on me. I can't hear you. We can't hear you. Maybe turn your microphone up. You're unmuted, but we still can't hear you. Try to say something now. I think we heard something. No, not yet. We'll go to Glenn Gomez and we'll go back to you, Stephanie. Glenn.
Hey, yeah, my name's Glenn. I am going to be a senior, also hoping to finish up in December with BBA Finance. My passions, I would say, are definitely my family, my dog, and barbecuing. And the expectations of this class would just be just to gain as much knowledge as I can to be a so-called successful entrepreneur, and just dive into that.
Good deal. Well, thank you for sharing that. And please feel free, if you have a barbecue or a grill. We're not saying that I'll give you a good grade if you do a good job or vice versa. But if you want to show, true camaraderie, you can supply us with
You bet.
a socially distanced barbecue experience. No, I'm just joking.
Of course.
Thanks, Glenn. Let's go with Christian Simmons.
How you doing? All right, my grade right now, I am a senior. Hopefully I can graduate this coming year in 2022. My passion right now is kids. I want to be a teacher and probably open my own tutoring business. And my expectations for this class is the necessary steps that I need to take to pursue my passion.
Good deal. Well, thank you for your passion in kids and having a pursuit to being great. It's very key, and I'm excited. Like, this is a great 17 minutes already. The next person I am going to speak, I'm going to call. She heard me yesterday, and she probably heard my energy from yesterday's class. Is Marie? Is Maria? Is Mary?
Is Mari.
Is Mari? I'm going to write that down.
It's okay. Good evening. My name's Ismari. I am a senior at UNT Dallas, and I am majoring in, I have a bachelor's in applied arts and sciences with concentrations of Spanish and sociology. This class, my expectations to learn is, honestly, I've always wanted to run a business. I think it's a great idea, especially something that, like everyone's pretty much mentioned, something that they're passionate about. But honestly, it's something mostly to have on the side. I work for a school district right now, so I really like being there. I'm passionate about helping people. I am passionate about immigration reform. And yeah.
Great. Good deal. Well, good to see you again, 2 for 2. And I'm excited to assist you on the entrepreneurial journey. Marquita Jackson.
Hello, I'll be going to my senior year here. My degree will be business analytics, data analytics. I am very passionate. I know a lot of people are saying that from their family, but that's just my love. My passion is teens in low poverty areas. I want to open a business center for teens in the area and kind of assist them with homelessness and credit and all of these things that is not being taught to our underprivileged kids. That is just a huge passion for me. What else did I supposed to say? Because I talk a lot, so I think a lot.
This is quite all right. I like thinkers because I'm a talker, so I understand too. So you gave us your classification, gave us your passion and your expectations for this class.
Oh, the expectation is actually the tools I'm needed to get started on this business center. I know will be a nonprofit, and this is one that is definitely out the box and not being addressed in our area. So I hope to gain like the tools and knowledge to get me started on the right path for this and connections if I can.
Sounds good. Well, pleasure meeting you. Is this Marquita? Did I say that correct? Marquita, did I say that correctly? Oh, you're muted. Hello? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Marquita?
Okay, I can hear you now. What say?
It was, I forgot what I asked already. Anyway, thank you for your comments. I just wanted to make. All right. Let's go to Anastasia Watson.
Hi, I'm Anastasia Watson. I'm classified as a senior. This is actually my last class, so I will be a summer graduate.
Oh, so you're already going to get an A in this class? Oh my God.
Oh my God. But no. So yeah, I graduate. This is my last class. I'm passionate about food and fashion, also family. My expectation for this course, I've already started my business, but pretty much I just want to learn like structure for my business so that I'm able to. I haven't launched my business, but I want to make sure that when I do launch, it's successful and I'm able to maintain business.
Gotcha. Well, thank you for sharing. Congratulations. All jokes aside, it's a significant thing, seeing the tail end of your undergraduate career. So I'm excited to be with you when you cross the finish line. And yeah, we're excited for the next 5 weeks. Let's go with Miss Martin. Is it Shiokwa Martin? Miss Martin, Shiokwa? Okay. I don't think we hear Shiokwa, but I think Stephanie King is back with us.
Hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, good, great. I'm Stephanie King. I am officially a senior. I should be completing my bachelor's degree in accounting in December, so in the fall. I'm passionate about my children and my grandson. And my expectations out of this class is just to gain basic and general knowledge that I can use not only for myself, but for my children as well.
Good deal. Good deal. Thank you for joining us on this class.
Thank you.
Miguel Mieres, because you're excellent. It's pretty good. I like that hat. Is Miguel available? Maybe I spoke too soon about his excellency. It's all good. We'll go back to him. Cuddy Martinez. Oh, I can't hear you, Miguel. You're still excellent now that you're typing to me. I don't know if did you set up your audio?
Oh, hello.
There we go. We hear you now.
Yeah, I was on the wrong setting. Yeah, I'm actually a senior, trying to hopefully finish up by December, get a degree in general business. Currently, my passion is cooking. And the photo you see right there with the hat, I'm actually at work. I work at a ramen shop called Ten Ramen. And that's where a lot of my passion kind of bloomed. And then this kind of ties into my expectations for the class because it's kind of a small shop. So I'm one of the main cooks there. But because we have a small staff, I'm also stand-in manager on some days. So what I get from this class is how to run a business more effectively. Like dealing with the partners, dealing with the people who ship stuff and customers. I was kind of thrown into it a bit, but so I kind of had to learn as I go. So I hope to learn a bit more here, taking this class.
Got you. Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you for adjusting the settings. It's great to see. I take back my not calling you as excellent. I take that back. You are excellent. So thank you for doing that. Last, we have Cuddy Martinez, I believe. Cuddy, are you on? Breaker. Oh, she just logged off. Shiokwa, is Shiokwa available? Okay, good. We'll move forward. Thank you all for sharing your passions and your expectations of this class. I'll share with you a little bit about myself, my expectations of this class, and my passion. Then I would like to talk to you a little bit about my entrepreneurship journey. Oh, sorry, Shioko's mic is not working. So she is available. I want to just let you all know she just sent me a message. So Shioko, thank you for sending that and pleasure meeting you. I'll get information from you after this. All right. Let's see if did Cuddy Martinez speak? Cuddy, we see you're back on. All right, as they are connecting to audio. Cuddy, did you speak already?
Hey, no, my bad. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Perfect.
I had to restart my Zoom. Sorry, I can't start my video right now.
No worries, because you have to restart your computer then, probably, I'm thinking.
But my fault. But sorry, Professor. So I graduate. This is my last class also. So I walked the stage in August 14 to be exact.
Okay.
Well, actually, to be honest, this is just, I didn't even need this class. The other class that I'm taking is, I needed it. This class, I just took it because it was interesting. I own a credit consulting business, and I do Airbnb, and I do Turo, and I just love money. So I just try to do a lot of things here and there.
Good deal. Well, we have something in common with the love of money. Not too much. I can't love it too much. I love my family over my money, but my family loves to be great, and it takes money to make sure they have some smiles on their face. So thank you for sharing that. Congratulations on graduating August 14th. And thank you for joining this class, even if you don't have to take it. I appreciate your interest in this course. We welcome all sorts of students. I have a student in my class yesterday who is taking this as a survey class as well on leadership. So it's exciting to have you all here for the next 5 weeks. All right, so for the next 30 minutes or so, I want to hold you for another 30 minutes. I just want us to be here for an hour tonight. I want to tell you a little bit about myself. I want to hear from you more after I tell you about myself. I want you to ask some questions about my entrepreneurship journey, because what I will be doing in the next 5 weeks will be 2 things. One, I will be providing you all my perspective on entrepreneurship. Not as much as I've done in the entrepreneurship course, but because this is a topic in entrepreneurship, I want to give you more perspective of different vantage points of business owners. And that's through my journey. I'll tell you more of my stories in this course. And also during that topic, I will invite entrepreneurs essentially to ask, to speak and have you an opportunity to ask questions to them. I noticed that a lot of you all are seniors. So what I want to do in this class is to prepare you all to be great. I don't necessarily want to inundate you with classwork, but what I do want is for you all to ideologically be able to think like an entrepreneur, because an entrepreneurial mindset is not a corporate mindset. There's some intersectionality. There's some characteristics that are very similar, but when you're an entrepreneur, you have to think outside of the box, or you have to think in a non-traditional sense. And this is what this class will instruct you. That does not mean you're free to do whatever you want. It doesn't mean you're just your own boss and you can play Xbox all night. What that means is you will have to have more discipline than being an employee of someone. And you have to know what those disciplines are and those skill sets. So I want to introduce you to those through my lectures, through guest speakers, and through the curriculum on Canvas. The second thing I want to do today, after I tell you my story, is essentially tell you all your grading policy, the grading system. Again, and I guess I'll tell you this now. You don't have many grades in Canvas. In fact, you only have 6 assignments that I am taking grades for this semester. I'm going to conduct a quiz at the end of each week. I will publish it either Thursday or Friday, and we'll give you all 24 hours to complete it. I will send you all ample time. I'm guessing I'm going to release it Friday, give you all until Saturday to complete it. And it's going to cover essentially your readings each week. If you notice, you have modules. You have about 7 chapters, 7 modules. They're different numbers. They jump after the 3rd or 4th module on purpose. In the fall, I teach topics of entrepreneurship next fall, and there's 16 modules. Well, I chose 7 of the best 16 modules that I can to teach this class, because I just don't want to give you too much information. And so what we'll do is in those quizzes, it'll be a review, both in multiple choice and in short answer based on the assignments. This week, you will have the quiz on chapters or modules 1 and 2. The next week, you'll have a quiz on modules. I will show you now. On modules, and the time it didn't pull up for me. Okay. On modules 3 and 5 for week 2, and I will, again, this all be in the Canvas message for you. Then week 3, you'll have a test, a quiz on module 6. Week 4 on module 12, and week 5 on module 13, which will be the last day of class. You will also, on that last day of class, have a group presentation. Graduation is that Saturday, correct? I believe Saturday the 14th or the 15th is the graduation that morning. That Tuesday, that Tuesday evening before that day, we will have our group presentations, in which I will break you all into 3 or 4 groups, where you all will create an initiative. My last class created their own business. I'm going to figure something a little different to let you all complete, and I will send that information to you by first of next week and assign you all your group. Are there any questions? Okay. Outside of those 5 quizzes and then 1 group presentation, I will also provide you extra credit assignments that will help improve your quiz grades. Let's just say you have 5 grades and one of your quizzes was a 30. Well, I will provide you an extra credit opportunity so that you can replace that 30 with an 80, or I'll increase so that you can have any tools to be successful. Because during these 5 weeks, I don't want to fail you. I want you all to make A's so that you can graduate and leave positive course evaluations for Professor Houston. But on a serious note, it's really important that I stay transparent with you. I am not going to be work intensive as I am in my other courses, primarily because this is the first class. Great job. That's a benefit for being first to market. You're a part of an exploratory forum, and I want to make sure this is a positive experience for the future. So if anyone have any questions for that, please let me know. Are there any questions?
Now, what did you say the presentation will be over?
I didn't. I'll let you all know by the end of this week.
Okay.
What it's not going to be is a business plan similar to the entrepreneurship class. Any other questions? Good deal. Lastly, before I go into my spiel, I do want to give you my rationale for having your video cameras on during class, if you're able to, right? If you're driving, I encourage you not to use your video camera. If you are not able, if you don't have that opportunity with your social media device, I totally understand. Please send me a message on that. But I think it's very important for us to see each other and be as present as possible in class, because this is not a textbook heavy course. I am not a traditional academic person. My profession is based on my behavioral experiences out in the marketplace. I've made some successes. I've had a lot of failures. But the way I disseminate information is more auditory and visual. And so I strongly, I hope that I see you all's beaming faces because I get energy from that. And if I receive energy and instruction, that'll provide a better environment for all for us to learn. And I just like seeing your context as you ask questions, and want to ensure that I keep you all engaged. Are there any questions? For the record, I prefer face-to-face classes, just for the record. All right. Now I want to talk to you all a little bit about myself. Some of y'all know my story. I normally have a PowerPoint presentation, but I want to change it up a little bit because I want you all to ask me questions. So I'm going to speak for about 5 to 10 minutes, hopefully closer to 5. And then I would encourage you all to just ask me anything. I will be an open book, whether it's a personal or professional question. My goal is to expose all of me in terms of entrepreneurship and business academic stuff, so that you can understand how I tick more. Will that work?
Yes.
That works. Why don't you type yes on the chat box? In the chat box, I like to use the chat box as well. Thank you, Deidre. And if you also have questions while I'm speaking, please type them in the chat box. And when I finish, I will look at those questions first. Okay. So I am born, let me take a sip of water first. The legacy of Matt Houston. Thank you. So I was born and raised here in Dallas, in Oak Cliff. I am actually in the building in the house that I grew up in. I'm in the process of remodeling it. And it is 7 minutes away from campus. Why is all of this significant? This is significant because this is in alignment with how I was raised. I was raised to be the best I could be and then give back to your community. My mom was a retired teacher. My father was a banker, turned entrepreneur, turned business advocate. And they both taught me, as well as my older brother and my older sister, to be the best at whatever you do, whether it was me playing football or basketball or soccer, me performing my music, or being in the classroom and being the best student I could be. I wish I was always the top student, not so much, but I always learned and appreciate creating opportunities for others. Initially, I would create organizations during school. And then when I turned 13, I started my first business, and it was a landscaping company, a lawnmower company, where my father gave me a 5-gallon container of gas, a 1-gallon container of gas oil mix, and he loaned me his lawnmower. And he tasked me to not only cut our yard for money, but also the neighborhood yard, so that I can cultivate and create a budget, so I can have allowance money throughout the school year. This was an act of him refusing to pay me money at school every week, and he thought I should work for it. Well, what he did was sparked an energy in me, sparked something inside of me that wants to create businesses, not only for me, but for systems in general. And so I would cut yards, I would make money. I would hire my friends to help cut with me. They would flake out because it would be too hot in the summer. So it would just be me cutting yards. But what I noticed was I made enough money to not only last for the entire year in middle school, right? But it also gave me seed money to start another business when I was in class. And that was a retailer. And that's through the food industry. What I would do, I would go to Sam's, I would buy large foods, at wholesale prices. I will sell them at or above retail prices at my middle school or high school. And so I used the money from my original business, and instead of being content with allocating that money once a week, I used that as a source of money to invest to get a higher yield. And so I started learning business principles while just trying to survive. And that's when I made the connection that hustling and business CEOs have very similar mindsets. I love hip hop. And one of the first artists that exemplified this to me was Sean Carter, or Jay-Z. He consistently transitions those things. He's not just a businessman, he's a business man. So those type of things really inspired me in high school and in college. I started another business in high school. It was a music company. I was in the band, and we started having gigs. We started having like high school gigs around the community, and I served as the band manager, controlling everyone's money, ensuring people are rehearsing, things of that nature. That lesson taught me the importance of working with people and building systems. So you're not only trying to make money, but you also want to create revenue so that you can build quality of life for not only yourself, but for people who work for you. That's very important. That music company transitioned to college, in which I received an academic scholarship to attend Southern Methodist University, or SMU, and I majored in economics. What I did also was start another tutoring company called Group Excellence, and it essentially was a tutoring company made of college students to go to elementary, middle, and high schools to help kids in math and science. We started that with $0, about 5 people tutoring 50 kids. And by 2012, we expanded to 16 markets across the country. I was responsible for hiring and training over 600 employees, and we tutored over 100,000 students a year in those 16 cities. We sold that company for about $65 million, and we were able to use that to build other businesses. I started a construction company at the time. I had an investment company, which I still have, by the way, which we do real estate investment. And I became part owner of a self-serve yogurt company called Orange Leaf. We are a managing group, or we're a managing group that owned 25 self-serve yogurt companies, me owning 7, 2 in Bossier City, Shreveport, 1 in Austin, 2 in Cincinnati, and 2 in Miami. I was able to do that for 5 years passively while creating another consulting business called MLH Enterprises, in which I created economic development, political, and education consulting to businesses all over the world, including the Nelson Mandela Foundation, KIPP Charter School, DISD, several other large entities. I also was responsible for several political campaigns. I did the marketing for Miguel Solis during his first campaign for as school board president. And I also managed several successful elections of city council. So those are the types of things I do as a business. I currently am doing economic development consulting, building master plans in the Oak Cliff area and in Fort Worth. I have about 5 projects I am managing now. That's about $3 billion worth of projects in the next 10 years. And so I'm honored to be in a position not only to do good and do well in North Texas, but also enhance and invest in the lives of US students. That is my story, and I'm sticking to it. I wanted to share all of that, one, not for an ego boost, because I have a wife that deflates my ego constantly. But I do that because most people don't believe you can be a product of Oak Cliff and be successful. And I intentionally want to defy that, because it's not where you're from. It's how you apply what you know and how you're going to do that to benefit whatever kingdom you want to build, whether it's for your family, whether it's for your church, whether it's for your community. All of these institutions are relying on us as individuals to know what our strengths are, what our gifts are, and finding a team to help build that. And so that's what we want to do here. Are there any questions? I'm looking at the chat box. I don't see any questions. Does anyone have any questions?
Yeah, I just posted mine on there.
Okay.
So the businesses that you started are they're fairly diverse. Like you've got a bunch of stuff going on in there. How do you decide which idea you're going to pursue next? because I would assume that you got a ton of ideas that come in. When do you decide, like, I'm going to go for this one and just go all out on it?
Great question. Question, Dave. There are several factors. One is opportunity and skill set.
Okay.
I have to be good at something to pursue it. I purposely didn't play football because I wasn't the best football player. So I'm not going to be a professional football player. But I was pretty good in math. And me being pretty good in math, I ensured that my father being a former banker, and quite honestly, having a legacy of being entrepreneurs through my dad's side, whether it was my great grandfather and great grandmother in the country town who owned the country store on the black side of the neighborhood, which turned into the pool hall and other nightlife things. And my great grandmother being an educator. I always had that, find what you're good at and make sure you benefit other people, make that happen. That's the first thing. The second thing is I plan. So you can't just have a talent, but you also need to write a plan to establish your feasibility to enter that market. Sometimes you can have a passion and a gift of something, but it's the wrong timing. The market could either be saturated or the market would not desire what you are good or talented in. And so the reason why my businesses are so diverse is because I keep them in like a queue until the market says, wow, we really need we need something in music. So I have this business ready to go. Also, my consulting business was very similar to that, right? I created purposely a blanket consulting firm just so I can solve problems. I just want to be a problem solver. And so I did that, and that proved beneficial. But other businesses like Group Excellence was out of need. We were college students. We were broke. We didn't have a great relationship with millionaires at the time. But what we could do was tutor kids in math. And when we started tutoring kids in math, originally we started tutoring kids around University Park and Highland Park in mathematics. And what their parents noticed were these minority students really know their stuff in math. They hired us because we were SMU students, because we proved that we can be admitted to SMU and we make good grades. But once we were able to provide a service for them, they began to learn about us. They began to hear our dreams and our aspirations. And one of those guys became our business mentor, who said, you know what, y'all should do this, but start a business. He's an attorney. I still interact with him to this day. And he donated and volunteered his staff and an office space for us to start working. And that was because we had a skill set. We were broke college students. We were poor college students, but we provided a service. He enjoyed it. We built a relationship, and then that provided an opportunity. And the last thing, and I know this is a very long answer to you, Gage, but the last reason is the reason why I have such diverse groups is because I failed at a lot of stuff too. In entrepreneurship and business ownership, people will love to give you all success stories, but for every one success story, there are probably 9 or 10 failures. And I have plenty of failures, whether it is a lack of communication with agencies that allow me to create a business, or whether it was me failing at a pitch that I didn't get investment, or whether it was me investing in money. I think I said yesterday, I invested $50,000 of my own money into a construction company, and I lost it in 2 months. Like when you lose $25,000 in 2 months, when you need that money, that makes you feel some kind of way. And so those are real experiences that entrepreneurs have. And in this class, I don't want to ignore that facet of it also. It's important for all of you as students to know as much information as possible. Those failures are actually more beneficial than the successes I have. because it allowed me to survive to this day.
Yeah, I've heard that from a lot of entrepreneurs that the failures are more meaningful than anything.
Not failures, they're challenges. They are challenge identifiers. So good question. Any other questions?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
What advice would you give someone who has not had a business but want to and don't really know what type of business they really want because they're kind of all over the place? How would they distinguish how to start and figure out what it is that they need to do? What advice would you give them?
I will find an entrepreneur to be their mentor, to be your mentor, just so that you can know what entrepreneurship is. It's not necessarily, you don't have to find Mark Cuban, right? Everyone wants to go, I want to go for the billionaire because I know he's successful. But there are people within your community, at your church, at your grocery stores that you interact with daily that have their own businesses or that has a hustle that wants to formally build their business. If they have a hustle, if they have a skill set and they need assistance, help them. And when you're helping them, learn more about why they started doing this business. And when you're able to do that, you're not only building a relationship with someone, you're not only assisting them in their business, which hopefully they will turn around and help you with your business, but you are able to learn without spending your own money in what entrepreneurship is. Yeah.
Thank you.
Isabel, great question. Do you consider important to know the product or service in order to go into business? Yes and no. It depends. That question sounds like that's coming from a sales marketing perspective. As an entrepreneur, it depends on your role in the entrepreneurial space. If you are more of the content creator or product creator, yes, you do need to know your product inside and out because you are the only one that can share and that can influence and inspire people on what you're passionate on. Now, the reason why I didn't say that's an absolute yes all across the board for entrepreneurs is because there are times where you will evolve as a business owner. You may transition from being a practitioner to an investor. That's still an entrepreneur, but you may have 4 or 5 other things that you are working on as a professional, and then provide money for an entrepreneurial thing that you're passionate about and that you're involved in, but you're not doing the day-to-day experiences of. And so for that answer, yes, you still should know that product enough to be able to hand it off to someone who can provide the sale or provide the pitch. And that's my opinion. This is not the holy grail of entrepreneurship.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Any other questions? No worries. If not, I want to re-emphasize the fact that you please read chapters module 1 and 2 this week. You will have a test posted by Friday, and you will have 24 hours to complete that. I'll figure that out later. I may give you a time limit, but you'll have a 24-hour window to take the quiz. The quiz may be 30 minutes or so. I'll time it at 30 minutes or so. But you will have a 24-hour window on Friday to take the quiz. But I'll give you all that instructions tomorrow. Do you want to have any other questions?
I do.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. I was asking if is it better to go on business on your own or have partners?
Great question. Businesses are like marriages. So, or businesses, let me say, because I can't say that now because I'm married now, because I do believe you should, business, being a sole proprietor is more significant than going into partnerships. And the reason why I say that is because business partnerships require a lot of trust, because you're not only saying, hey, I'm a great accountant and you're a great lawyer, let's start a firm. What you're doing is you are going to join in a legal binding agreement with another individual, and you're going to be dependent on how they think, on how they interact with people, their morals. You're going to be associated with that person in business. And if you all haven't taken a microeconomic course, the core essence of business is not making transactions, making money. It's having the trust that one person who is a producer can produce something of value to someone that will be a consumer, and that consumer will pay some sort of price for that, whether it's $1, whether it is a book, whether it's cattle, whether it's agrarian or transactional. It's based on trust. Okay. And so in a partnership, you should not go into business with other people to make money. You should go into business with other people because you trust that individual. You know that their skill set has a financial benefit to you and them, and you all work together so that you all can create a bigger pot.
Thank you.
All right. How do you attract investors to invest into new businesses? What are they looking for? Great question. And I will actually answer this probably week 3 or week 4. And I will actually bring in someone who's in investing or who asks for investors. But the investors are attracted to you in different ways. It's just like finding friends or being a part of a fraternity or sorority, or choosing the church or synagogue that you attend. There are different personalities and different motivations of investors. Some investors can have billions of dollars, but won't invest a dime in an industry because they don't know that industry. Most investors typically invest in things that they know how to make more money in. Okay. So for me, as an investor, I know how to make money in education and business development. I don't know how to make money in engineering and building things. My wife can. My wife's an engineer. She's an entrepreneur. She builds stuff. I talk to people. I solve problems. I create strategy. So if I am approached by someone who is very skilled at something that I don't know of, and they're asking me for their expertise or for my resources, I will kindly ask them, I would steer them to another person, because when people ask for their money, what they're not realizing is they're asking for those people to be in their business too. And if you're going to ask people to be in your business, they need to know what your business is so that they can help you. So my parents always told me this, especially when my dad's playing dominoes: all money ain't good money. And so when you're an investor, or when you are seeking investors, every investor is not right for your business. So keep in mind, we'll hear more about that, but please keep.
Thank you.
All right. Any other questions? All right. If not, we will continue. No problem. We will continue this class every Tuesday at 6 o'clock. Please, if you have any questions for me, email me or Canvas message me at all times. And my goal is to contact you within 24 hours. If we need to schedule a one-on-ones or office hours, I will then block out 15 or 30-minute Zoom links for you all. If I am not responding to your emails, that means I haven't read them yet. So wait until if I don't respond to your email, send me another one if it's a pressing case. All right. Good deal. I think Marquita, you're on mute.
Nothing. Just kind of taking in everything you're saying.
Okay, good deal. Good deal. Hey, Mr. Layden, I see baby Layden over there.
Mhm.
There he is. Hey. Okay. Sorry, I get distracted easily. With that being said, class is dismissed. We'll see you all next Tuesday. Please read modules 1 and modules 2 and be prepared for a quiz on Friday. Yes, Isabel.
You're planning us to keep us here till 9:50 or like for the next classes?
Is that a question? What did you
Yes.
enroll? What did you no?
I'm sorry?
What did you sign up for?
Are we meeting every Tuesday, right?
Mhm.
And we're here till 9:50 for the next classes. Are you
We-
keeping us here?
I'm glad you brought it up. I was going to let us out, at 8 o'clock, but since you want to be here until 9:50, I think we're going to stay all 4 hours.
Well, no, because I have my little girl and I need to find a babysitter.
I'm just joking. Realistically, our classes are about 2 hours. I want our class to be around 2 hours long. So please block from 6 until 8.
Okay.
That being said, that's under the agreement that you all are engaged in your quizzes. If I see that performances are lackluster in your first couple of quizzes, I will readjust how I instruct the last 3 classes.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
Okay. Y'all have a good one. All right.
Thank you. Good night.
Peace.
Thanks. Good night.
Bye.
Thank you.
No problem.